So I took a small break because I really wanted to have a moment to feel and to think about this. Now, you know, I'm not a violent man. I do not consider myself a violent man, and I avoid violence wherever possible. I really think that most conflicts can be solved purely by rational thought and discussion. On the other hand, I also believe that when need comes to be, you should be able to support your country and defend it, because some people, you know, for example, North Korean madness, they cannot be reasoned with. So I'm happy that we chose this path, but the game is really giving me smacks left and right, showing me that, like, what the hell are you doing, man? We already lost Tammy, we already lost Ali, we nearly were forced to snitch on her. Now we were forced to watch an execution right off the bat, and it just continues. Now, I'm not regretting this, I just really feel like this hasn't worked out well for me. But I'm still gonna go through with this and gonna hope that there's some sort of happy ending, you know. Murdering people cannot be a good way to go, but still, I think that, you know, this was the right way to go. Now, the world balance is still the same. Our military is now impressive, but our humanity dropped to a half. We have a national, famous, and well-off status, but, you know, Tammy doesn't really like us anymore. Ellie does though. Professor Seeger and Josh do. Mark as well. But Mark, you know, Mark starts talking to us and it's gonna drop to like 5. Man. Anyway, I was thinking about the robots and I'm not going to give them the emotions. It will just make them less efficient, and I don't want them to, you know, why would they have that? That's like making them, I don't know, it's just making them like cattle. When it's not necessary, I will not give them to them. The question now though is, give them some emotions or give them no emotions. I don't know, what else is there than fear, anger, friendship, and sadness? Like happiness, maybe? I don't know. This one seems like a best choice because robot that doesn't fear can die and, you know, sacrifice himself and everything. So, yeah, no emotions at all. You refuse to be responsible for sending emotional creatures off to die. My words exactly. You make your soldier robots simply logical, unfeeling beings whose destruction nobody could regret. They still act as plausible decoys at the opening of a battle, and their cool rationality on the battlefield often proves useful, plus to autonomy. But perhaps they are not quite as useful as if you had made them more plausible human decoys, plus to military. A year into the war, China attacks Taiwan. Your robots are key to beating back the assault. Drones with your AI technology shoot down the missiles from the mainland before they can reach the American carriers, allowing reinforcements to come protect the island. Submersible versions of your robot sink the Chinese transports before they can reach the land, sending the robots they carry to the bottom of the ocean. You wonder how long they will last down there. If they have nuclear power, possibly a very long time indeed. Wouldn't, like, the water pressure break them? Taiwan is safe for now. A few days after the battle for Taiwan, when you come home, Tammy signals you to be silent and drags you into the large closet. You poke a button to turn on the light. What's this about? You ask. I need your help, Tammy says. I heard from some old friends who work at my lab that people are getting put in concentration camps just because some algorithm says they have a high probability of being disloyal. Tammy clutches your arm. Don't let them disappear me. What do you want me to do exactly? You ask uneasily. I need to just alter my entry in the database so I look clean, Tammy says. I still know how to get on the network. They just changed the password. If you're willing to let me use one or two of your company's robots, I can make it look like it was a Chinese hacking attempt. Wow. You know, Tammy is my... what the hell am I even thinking about? Tammy is my wife. Of course I'm gonna help her. Alright, but I want to be there as you do this. I'm going to forget we had this conversation. What happens next is after... She's your wife, dude! I'm afraid I can help her. Later, I turn Tammy... To the authorities? No, alright. Of course we're gonna help Tammy. Jesus. You and Tammy go with Ariel and a few newly manufactured robots to an upscale hotel with good Wi-Fi for an evening. Tammy proceeds to use network vulnerabilities to take over all of the other guests' tablet computers and Wi-Fi connected smartphones, then bootstraps from those machines to take over several corporate and home network routers. Man, she's good. That should give us enough IP addresses to work with on our end, Tammy says. She then pulls out an old, crumpled piece of paper with more network addresses on it. Let's see how many of these things still work. You're impressed. Within half an hour, Ariel and the other robots are using their parallel processing power to attack a government network while making it look like a Chinese cyber attack. All from the comfort of a hotel with one of those nice long cylindrical pillows on the bed that you can lean back on. Ariel seems intensely focused on the act of coordinating the other robots. It seems to be an interesting challenge for her, plus to Grace. Man, we always get Grace for the weirdest things. I thought Grace was like, I don't know, no, I'm probably understanding the word wrong, or I have to look into the etymology of that word. I suppose this is the sort of thing you did for the government, you say to Tammy, but I thought you did robotics? Yes, but it wasn't our robots I was controlling, Tammy says absently. Holy hell. Finally, Ariel says, Success, Master. The server is talking back to me. Good, Tammy says. Route it to my computer. Tammy scans her laptop and gradually her face falls. Oh, what have I done? She buries the face in her hands. What is it, you say? Threat level low, Tammy murmurs through fingers. They never cared about what I did at all. Until now. Well, don't delay. Hang up and let's get out of here. Or well, as long as we're in, can we look at some other people's database entries? Or I quietly slip out of the door with Ariel, leaving Tammy to get caught. No, the third one is not a good option. Well, don't delay. Tammy shakes her head as if to clear it. Right, sorry. She types a little more and slams the laptop shut. Smoke begins to issue from the laptop. I executed a special binary that makes the CPU overheat, Tammy says proudly. There will be no trace. A loud klaxon suddenly sounds, making Tammy leap from the bed. Relax, it's the fire alarm, you say. It probably smelled your laptop frying itself. Just keep cool and follow me out. The triggering of a fire alarm appears to work just as well as it did in high school for creating general havoc, and the two of you escape with Ariel and the other robots as everybody else falls out of their rooms as well. I'm sorry, Tammy says. I feel like a fool, nearly making us criminals because of my stupid paranoia. You had to know, you say. I understand that. Tammy gives you a crushing hug. Thank you. Yes! Awesome! We fixed our problems with Tammy. Some days after that, while Tammy is out, you have a visitor at your home, a man in a suit who shows you an FBI badge. Sorry to bother you, Dr. Calvin. We were checking out some of your answers on your SF-86 and ran into some discrepancies. I'd like to ask you some questions about your friend Ellie. Ariel walks up beside you. What's going on, Master? Are you aware that Ellie is Chinese citizens? Asks the man in the suit. I don't know what to choose now. Either we can go with your mistaken Ellie's an American, or I know or no it was not aware, or I was not aware of that. No, I was not aware of that is a stupid choice because they hacked us, so they probably know I know. I'm not gonna lie. The agent raises his eyebrows at this, and I have in my notes that Ellie used to work for a company US Robots. What is this about, you finally ask, losing your patience. It is illegal to export certain technologies by sharing them with foreign nationals, the agent says. As a consultant to the United States military, your technology falls into this category. But she doesn't work for me anymore. Doesn't matter, the agent says. Your technology is military grade and we must take every precaution. So if you could do us a favor, text Ellie and tell her to come in here. And then what happens, you ask? That is not your concern. I have a question for you first. Are you the good guys or just some guys? Wow. How far are we off with Juliet? Very good, 63. I'm gonna be the trusting guy and try this. You text Juliet. The text from Juliet comes back almost immediately. No problem, I'll pull some strings. Shortly thereafter, you hear a beep from the agent's pocket. He checks his phone. He says. You seem to have friends in high places, but this isn't the end. He leaves. You breathe a sigh of relief. Holy fuck. We really need to do something with Juliet. What will you do now? Ellie's smartphone is probably not going to have strong enough security to provide privacy if the network is tapped. Try to contact Ellie anyway, trying to get the truth without revealing why I'm calling. Try to contact Ellie anyways, I'll be open about why I'm calling. I sent Ellie a cryptic message that she'll understand means flee to Canada. Find Ellie and flee the country. I'd rather not get involved. Not the two first ones. Not this one either. And not this one either, so cryptic message it is. Recalling that Ellie likes gardening, you look up the language of flowers online, then compose the following email. Man, I really hope this is not a bad choice. Dear Ellie, I hope you liked our visit to the gardens last week. Did you notice the oleander? Monkshod is a little unusual, I know, but the nation seems to be going crazy for nasturisms. What the hell is a nasturism? And monkshods likes to live in the same places. If you'd like to find a pile of maple leaves to dive into soon, that might be a good way to enjoy the current season. Fondly, Rudolph. This is my cryptic message? This is my cryptic message? Man, I could compose a better cryptic message than that. You didn't actually go to any gardens last week. What a surprise. So you hope she'll take the hint to read between the lines. Olander and Monkshod, beware, a deadly foe is near. The nation is going crazy for nasturisms. The nation wants victory in the battle at any cost. The maple leaves were a little on the nose, but you got frustrated when Wikipedia revealed that all of the official flowers of Canada provinces bloomed in the United States as well. You send the message unencrypted, figuring that encryption would only call attention to the thing. That's actually a good idea. You get no reply until the next day. Made it to the pile of maple leaves. Flew into it actually, thanks to my new flying car. Dad says they raided his place last night. No way to make that sound flowery. I owe you lots. Ellie. P.S. Language of flowers varies from source to source, but I know what search engine you use. You smile, glad to know Ellie is safe. Yes! Man, we are going to get so screwed, but we're winning this war. That's good. Achievement unlocked. Florist. US Robots does very well supplying the military with robots, and you reap some of the profits. Man, I really, if I can, I have to repay Juliet for this. Plus free wealth. Is doing well enough that you could develop some robots on the side that are not necessarily designed for military clients or destined for military clients. Josh agrees to let you pursue a side project, if you like. What kind of robots will you develop while the war rages? Companion bots to take the place of loved ones who are far away. No. Improved worker bots for the factories. I like this one. Better medical robots to help those hurt by drone bombing runs. Sure, that's what I want. Chinese drones often perform long-distance bombing runs on the American bases in South Korea and Alaska, and families of service people are sometimes caught in the blast. You perfect a new line of robotic surgeons that can remove shrapnel with a minimum degree of intrusiveness. Your robots do very well, and you hang letters from grateful patients on the bulletin board in your office. Man, quite wealthy. 2 years into the war, with the help of your robots, American forces launched an assault from India across the Himalayas to take Tibet. Having always assumed the mountains provided a natural border against enemies, the Chinese were unprepared for robots, immune to the cold and indifferent to low oxygen, to come swarming out of the mountains. That actually seems very unlikely, but okay. Your robots are careful not to disturb any of the shrines and holy places in the region as they steadily capture it. The unexpected attack from the west forces China to divide its forces, and its presence along the Pacific is weakened. A few days later, while you're discussing business strategy with Josh in his 14th floor office, you get a call from Mark on your smartphone. The video is quite high resolution, and you can see the bags under his eyes and the beard stubble with high fidelity. I'm writing a story about the Chinese soldier who was killed by one of your company's robots, Mark says. His name's Bao Li, and he was going to be a science fiction novelist until he was conscripted for the military. The precision of the bullet holes in his face and body suggests it was a US robot that killed him. Do you have any comment? I'll let Josh handle this one. Or send me the article, and I'll express my condolences once I've read about him. This makes me sound like a jerk. I don't want to throw Josh in this. Send me the article and I'll express my condolences once I've read about him. Man, I'm sorry for the losses, but... No comment. I guess no comment. You hang up, you're done talking to Mark. Who was that, Josh asks. Nobody important. You say, did that change? No, it didn't, okay. One night you awaken briefly to find that Tammy is not next to you in bed. You dismiss this at first. Sometimes she gets up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom or get a cup of water, but then you hear a glass shatter in the kitchen. Ariel peels into your room. Master, what should we do? She whispers. Follow me, I run to the kitchen. Stay here, I run to the kitchen. Let's arm ourselves and investigate. Follow me, I run to the kitchen. You run into the kitchen and you hear Ariel following close behind. In the kitchen, a man in a black ski mask has a hand on Tammy's mouth and a small pistol held to her temple. Tammy's eyes look bleeding, but you're not sure she wants you to free her or to run. Sharp shards of Tammy's dropped glass lie scattered on the floor. Ariel hesitates. I can't get in close without putting Tammy in danger, Ariel murmurs to you. You're coming with me, Dr. Calvin, or Tammy here dies, says the man in black. Put your hands behind your head and walk to me slowly. He nods to Ariel. And tell that thing to leave. Which we do, Master says. Master, Ariel asks. I do as the man says. I tell Ariel to leave, put my hands behind my head and walk to him slowly. Or I attack the man in black with my bare hands. Or I tell Ariel to get the man's gun. Or I try to signal to Tammy that I'm about to attack so she can attack at the same time. I don't want to lose her. Oh God. I don't want her to be hurt. I don't want to be the source of her injury, but I don't want to die either. I'm gonna do as the man says. Ariel, stay back, you say. You put your hands on your head and slowly walk to the man in black. Master, no. Ariel hesitates. I can't get in close without putting Tammy to danger, Ariel murmurs to you. The man quickly shifts his aim to your belly and fires. Pain explodes in your belly and blood walls out of your wounds. Your ears are ringing. You feel very sick. You need to sit down. Rudolph, Tammy cries as she tries to punch your assailant, but the man in black blocks her attack easily and fires at your belly again. The man in black then turns and dashes for the open window. Tammy and Ariel rush to your side. Tammy grabs some dish towels to try to stop the bleeding, unconcerned now about the assailant. You cut your belly trying to keep too much blood from bailing out. Well, it looks like I saved you both, you say. That's good. There's a ringing in your ears that is getting louder. Everything looks sort of blue. You did, Tammy says. Just don't talk, I'm texting 911. You're pretty sure it's too late for that. Even your surgical robots won't do any good by the time you make it to the hospital. You're having trouble seeing. Everything looks dim. Everything sounds like you're underwater. I think I'm got it over my head, you murmur. Hey, take good care of Ariel, will you? I will, Tammy promises. You close your eyes. At least you protected the two lives you cared about most. Lots of people in this world didn't get to do that, right? I love you, Rudolph, Tammy and Ariel say at the same time. They give each other funny looks. I love you too, you say. You feel Tammy's hand on your left hand and Ariel's humanoid hand on your right. And that's how you leave this world. You are dead. Wow! Well, but okay, I think that's... I wasn't expecting that, but this end actually made me happy. You know, we probably United States are going to win. Everybody sort of likes us. Tammy is safe, so I'm kind of happy about it. So you died. Hey, everybody's got to do so sometime, but there's at least one way to not die in this game, and maybe you'll find it next time. Well, I'm not sure if I should do it right away, but I really enjoyed this playthrough. I hope you guys did as well. I played as best as I could, and in that case, I guess I'm happy about it. We'll see how it works next time, because I'm at least once going to do this again to try to see the other parts of the game. And till then, I hope you guys will have fun, and I'm looking forward to your comments.